sticking with you again, I'm going to ask you to look forward now into your future. What is it that you would like to learn from your seniors, or what is it that you want to do differently to your predecessors as far as social justice is concerned? Is there anything that you think your people that are in front of you are not doing that you wish to change, or what is it that you want to learn?
Yeah, I think again, Mina, I'm lucky because of the organization that I'm in, and the values that underpin the organization that I'm in. And I think the people who are my senior in this organization, they to me portray the characteristics that I want leaders to have. There are people who are ethical. There are people who are committed to their work. There are people who use their technical skills and abilities to influence their ideas, and they use those skills to influence matters that they lobby for or lobby for, yeah. And they use those skills in advocating and in advocacy, especially in local government. So that character or that person that I've just described is the person that I myself want to be, or I already am, and look forward to becoming even some more as I grow in the sector and I stay in the sector for much longer. So my seniors currently are operating at a place where is ideal for me. So when I see myself grow, I see myself operating as them. And in the parts of the question where you ask Uguti, what would I want them to do differently? Currently, in my organization, there's nothing I would want for them to do differently, because what I would desire from my adults is for them to be open and to have an interest in me as an individual. And they are currently doing that. So now, when I'm in a leadership position one day and there's youngsters who are coming after me or who want to follow me, I want to have that same interest in those young people, because it's only when our professionals who are senior than us take an interest in us and our personal development that we can begin to have an exchange that's going to benefit us and allow them to move on. So for me personally, in a few years from now, I see myself still operating in the sector, and my passion is broadly for social justice, and a means to effective social justice is by operating in the NGO sector and working in governments, especially in municipalities. Because at the end of the day, the municipalities, local municipalities, that's where delivery happens. That's the points of contact between government policies and programs with actual impacts on the ground. So for me to have maximum impact is to stay in the sector and to grow in the sector and operate in strategic positions that allow me to influence and direct some of my programs in a way that achieves something on the ground. So right now I have no desire of leaving this space and moving into private sector, because to reach the mandate, to make democracy come alive, we need youngsters like myself, and we need youngsters who are leading at this level and who will lead at a later stage. And we have to stay in here. And these things, the built environment, it doesn't happen magically. There's people who actively work to get it done. And mine is to do that, is to be that.
So JP, this is for you. So imagine you looking in the past, what do you wish you knew when you started in this sector, the NPO sector, and about the importance of social justice for your work?
So just going back to what I wish I knew, I wish I understood better, and that having the will to achieve some social justice cause is not necessarily sufficient to get that done. So I see in social housing, there's a lot of will. And I see an incredibly robust legislative environment and planning environment. But I see a massive disconnect in how these policies serve one another to get to the outcome. So I wish I understood that, got less frustrated, and I'm going to ask Bathandwa to come and speak to a number of municipalities and planning officers who just want sort of social housing tenants and beneficiaries to still comply with, the developments to comply with 1.5 parking bays per unit, and not quite understand that, that's not really where. So I think the point I'm trying to make is that from a institutional level, from a built environment level, from a political will level, from a legal framework level, there are a number, and probably more than what we know, number of willing participants. But these gaps between everybody's knowledge and between the legislative framework and between what we've got to do seem to be difficult to bridge. And Bathandwa spoke earlier about understanding one's role and how one can develop one's abilities to grow one's role. But it seems to me as if oftentimes people are so fixated in what they perceive their responsibility to be in the process of development, that requirement to go 5% further to the right and the person on my right to come 5% further to the left to bridge that gap just seems to be missing. And what I wish I knew was that I think people are fearful. I really do think on an individual basis, people are fearful. And a lot of the fear stems, oddly enough, from we're scared of achieving some success, and we're scared of being different. When I say different, asking the questions that we often should be asking to move things along. So I see with planners, for example, if us as urban status rentals, our not-for-profit business, is working with planners to get something done, but those planners in other jobs are working with the city, they often tread a thin line, because the thing I might be asking them to do puts them in a bad light, or in a seemingly bad light, with a planner they're working with on another project. And people take things very personally. And I have quite thick skin, so I don't take these things personally. So I wish I had, at a younger age, knew not to take things personally. That people's responses are often not aimed at me and my, as a person, but they're aimed from a point of fear. People are scared. They're scared for their jobs. They're scared for their pensions. They're scared for all sorts of things. And as I say, often scared for success. I don't get that, but it means different things to different people.